In his inaugural address, Biden set the tone for all that would follow.
A rise of political extremism, white supremacy, domestic terrorism that we must confront and we will defeat.
Very optimistic. And his attorney general and the FBI became maniacally focused on advancing that narrative with increasingly ominous warnings.
Racially motivated violent extremists as a group are the most dangerous of the domestic violent extremist groups, and within that, the white supremacists are the most dangerous and most lethal. Specifically, those who advocated for the superiority of the white race. Specifically, those who advocate for the superiority of the white race.
But when a Trans Day of Vengeance gained steam days after Audrey Hale, a transgender, massacred 6 at a Christian school, Garland didn't see the need to issue any warning about growing anti-Christian hate across the country. Would he have been so reluctant if, let's say, I don't know, some conservative group had planned a Patriots Stand Ready rally, and that was scheduled to happen just days after some right-winger shot up a school? Of course not. And we certainly all know that CNN would have put a microphone in the face of every congressman on Capitol Hill asking questions like, do you think the so-called Patriots event should go forward as parents are grieving? But here, reporters tried to turn the table on Republicans, confronting one local congressman who posed with firearms for a family holiday card.
Any regrets about that Facebook post and the photo from your Christmas card?
Why would I regret a photograph with my family exercising my rights to bear arms?
Now, thankfully, the Trans Day of Vengeance was canceled by the event organizers. But true to form, they didn't cancel it out of respect for those murdered, but rather because they say they were facing threats. Now, remember, the Democrats' narrative will always be that conservative Christians are the biggest threat facing America at any given time. Thus, no matter what unfolds, even a trans person murdering Christians at a Christian school, the left's focus will be how anti-trans hate will spread in the aftermath. And when Republican-led state legislatures advance bills to ban things like genital mutilation and hormone shots for children under 18, the left says it's just more evidence of that pernicious anti-trans hate. The Washington Post proves our point in this headline: Nashville's shooting exploited by right to escalate anti-trans rhetoric. Are you with me here, people? Now, the response from the White House was equally as shameful, yet entirely predictable.
Our hearts go out to the trans community as they are under attack right now.
They're under attack. And Joe Biden chimed in saying transgender Americans shape our nation's soul. But a wave of discriminatory state laws is targeting transgender youth, terrifying families, and hurting kids. Tone deaf and false. The president, his administration, and all the radical gender activists, they're all lying. They all know that this isn't about hating anyone. This is about protecting children from political, sexual, and medical exploitation. And for Biden, a practicing Catholic, to cheer this on is reprehensible. Equally so is his vilification of those who disagree with him, whipping the pro-trans fringe into an absolute frenzy. Now, just a few days ago, trans activists tried to storm the Kentucky State Capitol building after the legislature there voted to override a veto by their Democrat governor of a bill to ban sex surgeries and hormones for minors. Well, you can call it a transurrection, I guess. One protester you saw there even played the part of their equivalent of the QAnon shaman. And similar chaos yesterday in Tennessee, where hundreds protested at the Capitol there, calling for a gun ban and berating the Republican-led legislature. They even made their way onto the state Capitol floor. They said what about the parents who showed up at school board meetings? And look at what happened in these two states. Of course, no threat to democracy here. The media just framed it as another kind of run-of-the-mill protest, even a family affair.
Hundreds of people showed up today. I mean, probably about 1,500, maybe even upwards of that, showing out. A lot of young people, a lot of young students skipping school, a lot of parents bringing their young kids here as well.
Aw, how sweet, right? Wrong.
We can stand wherever we want. We're not touching you. You're not trying to protect them. You're trying to protect the cowards in there. You're not protecting these children. This is who you need to be protecting.
That argument about our tax dollars, let us go anywhere we want in the Capitol, that didn't work for the January 6th protesters. Well, you can see, though, how this could spiral quickly out of control. Democrats are ginning up a divisive, hateful dynamic in America. Now, folks have every right to protest. I'll always support that right. But this is something very different. The White House is lighting a powder keg here, playing a cynical game of division and distraction. We don't yet know what the Nashville killer's motive was, but Democrats' toxic, disparaging rhetoric against those who disagree with them must stop before another tragedy happens.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.